me show you this machine. This is a non-tech, actually a K40 machine, a laser cutter for acrylic, maybe engraving. I used it to engrave a label for one of the two post lifts that I rebuilt. So it's got all this stuff in here, quite heavy. So it's a CO2 laser machine. Basically what it's got. Sorry about that. The microphone ran out of charge, so I had to redo this recording, and at the same time I had to change my shirt. So I was thinking on explaining something about what the project was on the green screen, and I had a green shirt, so I had to go and change it. But now I realize that I got a bunch of stuff there in front of the green screen, so I won't be able to do that anyway. So here on this enclosure is the laser tube. It's a tube within a tube. So the inner tube is the CO2, contains the CO2 gas that gets excited by the high tension voltage that comes from the power source. And the outer tube contains the cooling fluid, which is the still water that circulates around it through these silicone tubes here. And this circulates through a water pump on a container that you have underneath the machine to keep the laser tube cool. This is a 40-watt laser tube, hence the name K40 uh, laser cutter. And this is a Chinese made machine that is under the name of Omtech. You can see the kind of outlets that it's got here. They're not the standard American, 3-prom outlets. So this is not very, um, it says CE certified, but who knows? I don't like this kind of outlets. And here you're supposed to get the water pipes out. This is an exhaust port. So when you cut in the material, all the fumes go out. You can pump them out of the building. So inside the work area here, there's a CNC movement, which is basically two-axis X and Y movement controlled by a card, the controller card that is in this enclosure. How it works is that the laser tube shoots a laser into a mirror, and this chamber that I showed you previously is a 45-degree angle mirror, and it comes to this other one, and this can move like front to back, and then this reflects to another 45-degree mirror here to shoot down into the material. Now this moves also side to side here, so it's got to be in perfect alignment when it comes to the tube, to the both of the mirrors, and it's what these little adjustments are for, that you have to like calibrate the beam to be able to shoot straight into the mirrors, otherwise it gets out of focus and won't cut properly. This is the silicone tubes that go to the water pump. They're placed in the wrong place there. You go to the back. So I was mentioning this is a high tension power supply here. I don't remember how many volts it puts out, but it's quite a bit of high voltage. So this is something that you need to be careful about. The controller card is right here. This controller card was replaced with the aftermarket one. It's not the one that the K40 came with. So this one is able to run Lightburn to generate the G code to be able to cut the material. Here on top of the control panel, kind of dirty control panel here, let me clean it up a little bit. It's got the on off switch, it's got the emergency button, and it's got this ammeter. Uh, you want to go like 10, 15, 20 milliamps, depends on the thickness of the material, how much you want to engrave. And you got to keep an eye on it so it won't be using too much power and then it damages it too. So I purchased this machine on the Facebook Marketplace, and a lady sold it to me for about 300 bucks, and now I can find them a lot cheaper than that. But I just wanted to have one of these, and I used it a few times. So it was buried underneath a bunch of stuff that I had here on this lathe. And since yesterday I was cleaning the place, I was able to get it out of the mess there and set up the lathe right here for right now. So why am I telling you about this machine? I don't like this bulkiness and this heaviness and this all this aligning of the mirrors in the small area of the machine. So I've seen a bunch of videos on YouTube of how people will convert a machine like this to be able to cut longer and wider pieces of material, modifying the actual cabinet and making it, the CNC movement bigger than what it is right there. And, I was thinking about doing the same thing, but I had another idea, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not. Perhaps, I need your opinion on the subject, and you can, write it down on the comment section below. But what my idea was that I've been thinking this for a few years because I was thinking about doing some modifications to a machine like this since like 2019, something like that. And I was thinking that's why I wanted to show you the old videos that I took back then on the green screen, but I'm just gonna put them on the side there. I was thinking that if I want to cut with more success, maybe I could figure out a way to integrate a CO2 laser tube to the machine. I would say about 50-watt power. That I wanted to set this laser pipe or laser tube directly into the CNC machine. Instead of having the spindle on the CNC machine, just building a pipe where I can put this laser tube with the power supply on top and be able to use the CNC movement with Mach 3 and then powering this power supply directly through Mach 3, for the pulse width modulation and all that. And that way, if I can isolate or keep the laser beam contained very close to the material with some acrylic and some, brush, the things that you put to keep the sawdust in check, and you can vacuum the thing out of it. I was, you know, thinking of doing something like that so there won't be a danger of the laser, the infrared laser escaping and, being uh, dangerous for somebody that might, look at it because you don't even know you look at it, just get blind right away. Anyway, but you can wear glasses also. Just find some real good infrared glasses approved for this, and maybe it's something that it can be done. I imagine that the advantage of having it on the CNC machine is because you use the whole area of the machine to be able to cut acrylic or plywood or something like that on top of the CNC table, provided you put something underneath and it won't catch on fire. And that was my idea from a long time ago, and I deceased of thinking about it. But now, when I had this machine, I didn't like it that much. It occupies too much space, and it's too heavy, and then too difficult to align all those mirrors and all that. And then I start thinking about it again. For when I finish with that CNC, then maybe I can start working on that modification. But I don't know. You let me know what you think. Maybe I should leave it alone, or maybe I should continue with it. I mean, this machine, I I set it on top of, I think, the jointer or something there. So it was a little bit in a precarious place. So I didn't think about it. And then one morning I came to check on the place, and the machine was on the ground. So it just fell from, the table height to the ground. And I started checking it out, and I didn't see anything broken, and I don't see the pipe or the laser tube broken, but I don't know if it might be broken inside. You never know until you put the water and see if it's not, leaking. So when that happened, I said maybe I should do that. My intention is having some sort of pipe that you can actually clamp to the spindle, the spindle clamp, and then you can get rid of it. And I'm planning to put the power supply right on top of it, and the cooling the cooling pipes also I got for the CNC because it's a water cooled spindle that I got. Maybe I can use that same system to cool the laser tube. So that's what I was thinking of doing, but I'm not planning to do this very soon. I want to keep working on the rest of the projects. First, I had to have that CNC working again, and this other one too. But it's something that since I pull it out and I have it here, then I said maybe I need to, you know, share it with my viewers, which is you, and ask them a question, see what you think about the project. It's not that I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but I don't know. Let me know. Maybe I'll do it if there's enough people interested in it. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. Thank you very much for being here with me. Thank you very much all those that subscribe to the channel, and those that like the video, and actually everybody uh, that is interested in what I do here. Thank you very much for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.